All right. What I was gonna say, this movie is. I think it was kind of like a joke going in thinking this, but it really is like the Infinity War of this series. Like, if you think about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it's culminating.
Yeah, it's culminating in a way. It's big threat that was apparently there the whole time, but not hinted at all.
Jason Momoa is the Thanos
of
this franchise.
It's like the Gigantosaurus. It's the Joker. It's like or whatever from Jurassic World.
The Joker of the Jurassic World franchise.
No, but I feel like we'll try to go in order, but just to justify my opinion, so many people you think die at the end of this movie and everything.
Oh
they're going to come back and
they're not dead.
Yeah, no, they're not dead. No one's dead in this series
until we see their bodies like literally
char and
explode.
We need to see like a gunshot wounds that and see the life leave their eyes, like what happened to Dom's former lover character. Like, I don't remember what she said. Chris Hemsworth's wife.
She said, "Oh no, I'm about to die.
I'm very furious."
That happened so fast. I don't know. I just have random thoughts. I just wrote a bunch of things down when I got home from the theater. So these are my notes. They're not going to be in order. Okay. What happens at the beginning of this movie, Holden? It's the Fast Five sequence, right?
Yeah.
I have not seen Fast Five. How similar is this to the Fast Five opening?
Well, I mentioned to you, I think like pretty much everything that isn't with Jason Momoa there's the actor who plays his dad also came back and did some scenes, it seems. But I think anything without those two is like probably just cut from the first movie or like footage from the fifth movie, which it went on long enough. I was like, are they just going to play this whole scene? Like, I was like, are they just going to do which that sequence is very long. It wouldn't have made sense to do that, but it did go on for a while. But you get some Paul Walker and Vin Diesel and yeah. So I think it's a mix, but they do it. I mean, all things considered, it's pretty seamless. Like I don't think it's like the most jarring thing, which is weird to say for a Fast and Furious movie. Compliment them about reusing old footage, but
I mean, as someone who hasn't seen it, I could tell they were using old footage, but I did not know what was old and what was new. I had no idea, except when Jason Momoa showed up.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is clearly new.
He's not in that movie. But yeah, no, I thought that opening sequence it was pretty good. They like to do an exciting opening action sequence, so that was a different way to do it. But establish Jason Momoa's threat.
And then we have a big barbecue, Holden.
Oh, yes.
Rita Moreno. I forgot she was in these movies.
No, she's not. This is the first one she's in.
This is the one she's... Oh, I thought she was just an established character.
No, she's not. And she's in one scene in this movie.
I could have sworn she was in F9. Maybe
I don't think crazy. So. No, she's... It's bizarre because I remember seeing she was in it and she was in the trailer. I was like, okay, is she like going to be in at least a couple scenes? No. But no, she's in one scene. She's their grandmother, their abuela. And yeah, it is weird because like most of the times the barbecue scene is at the end of the movie, but I mean we know how a movie ends. Like you can't really have a barbecue after that.
Well, there was a barbecue. But half the
characters.
No, they're not dead. They're alive. But the plane.
Yeah, families getting all together. It's like they're like little Brian's like, oh, I got to get there before Uncle Roman eats all the whatever. They're all just one big happy family.
Yeah. And you passed me the potato salad.
God, it's just Mike Ehrmantraut. Like it doesn't even sound like Vin Diesel at this point.
No, it sounds like the SNL guy doing the Vin Diesel. I'm always thumping.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, but I mean that scene. I always like the barbecue scenes. They're always kind of stupid, but like they're. I mean,
but that's the point.
That's the point. It's fun. The brings you back to all the characters and everything. They have just moment of levity, and most of the intentional jokes aren't very funny, but
and that's when then it's funny because of that.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I was just laughing during a serious moment in this movie. I was just giggling.
Yeah.
Like I was just like,
well, I think like one of the funniest ones, I think it was this movie. It had to have been this movie when they were like in the house and then like little Brian is says something about like heaven or what he asks something about like heaven. I'm thinking of the line from the Creator trailer. It's like like who goes to heaven. I don't think it was that, but like I think this could be another movie too. I like there's several scenes like this in this series, but Vin Diesel's just like, he says something about God and then immediately says something about himself. Like it almost seems like he's like comparing himself. It's very funny, like just the way it's written.
God would drive a Dodge Charger, and that's why I drive one. And I'm going to heaven, and so are you, son.
That's the exact line.
There are some great lines in here. I wrote down, I don't remember the specific, I paraphrased, but at the end, you made one mistake. You didn't, you took away my family, you took away my kid, you took away my freedom, but you made one mistake. You didn't take my car.
Which, yeah, that is a pretty big oversight. The cars are their superpowers. So, like,
they are. I love when they're in the giant carrier plane bomber thing, and then they just have the Dodge Charger in there. You gonna have faith, and it's the cross and necklace. I'm like, wow, this is great. The only Rome is Roman noodles or whatever the line was. That was the first.
That was really good.
That was
that was at the barbecue.
Or Charlize Theron when she's like, I met the devil yesterday. I to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed. I thought it was me or whatever.
She said. That's right. That is good.
Jason Momoa having like all the people's family members and all that. Just such a great, stupid villain thing to do. And then they just all immediately turn on on Cypher.
He somehow just found out who all was working for her and everything. And then he's like, there's like the scene where he's like painting the dead people's nails and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like unhinged in like every way. He's like I said, Jason Momoa is just doing whatever. He's having a great time. He's having so much fun.
I honestly think you take Heath Ledger's Joker and Jim Carrey's Riddler and just have Jason Momoa playing the amalgamation of those in the Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah, that's pretty close, I'd say.
Like I could see him saying, "Oh, B12, that's my favorite vitamin." Like I could see this character saying that. Honestly,
I've never seen Batman Returns.
You've never seen Batman
or Batman Forever?
Batman Forever.
Oh.
Well,
I've seen the first, second, and fourth of those movies.
That is the fourth. No, that's the third one.
Yeah.
Well, you're missing Joel Schumacher. You're missing out. Let's see what Dom. They go to Rome, Holden.
Yes.
Dom Toretto saves the Vatican. Thank goodness.
Okay, that's one of the things I thought was so funny is like Jason Momoa just decides to blow up the Vatican to like piss Dom off. That's like the whole like he's just like, you know what? Why not the Vatican?
He's got a cross necklace. I mean,
it wasn't like part of the plan initially. He's just like, oh, what could I blow up?
Everybody got a plan.
But yeah, Jason, he's that whole ball rolling sequence very fun. They claim that some of that ball is real, maybe like one or two shots.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to be real. I'm like, this isn't real. This isn't real. Not like a little real.
Yeah.
Like one or two shots.
Like they just made a giant paper mache
Well, I mean,
ball.
obviously the real shot was the one where Vin Diesel flies into the crane that moves it around.
That was so fun.
Like they should have had it stop and do like the Sherlock Holmes thing where it's like he sees the angles and he's doing the math and Dom Toretto doing the math in his head.
So you mentioned this slight tangent. There's the fourth movie is probably my least favorite because it's like the weird in-between movie that doesn't quite know what it is. But like the best part of that movie is when like Letty is in a deadly car crash and like Vin Diesel like goes to the side of the crash is like trying to figure out what happens. And he's able to he like reconstructs it in his head. He has like a Sherlock moment where he just like sees it happen in front of him. It's very funny.
It's like the Arkham origin scene analyzer
like
thing.
No, but yeah, that crane thing was probably like the funniest like action thing in the movie that wasn't spoiled in like the trailer or anything.
Yeah. It was a little reminiscent of the F9 when they like rope across the chasm a little bit.
But just like him hitting the crane and then him like the way he hits that wall, it's just like I mean, obviously no one would be alive at any point in these movies, but like he hits that wall so hard. Like they don't even try to make it look soft or anything.
And then it's the slowest explosion shockwave of all time. The blast
runs away from it.
You're not gonna get me, explosion.
I did. Well, the other thing I thought was funny about that sequence is the ball is rolling and it just is somehow rolling to the Vatican. Like it's just like it is so far away initially, and it's just somehow rolling there. Like,
It's downhill.
And there's the one bit where it like stops and then it like barely gets tapped, and it's like it felt like a comedy thing where then it just kept going. It was so. It's so funny.
Letty's just getting arrested, and she's like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
no! What are you doing? No,
Gotta stop the bomb." Yeah, Roman was leading the crew. He's not very good at it. That was his whole bit this movie. He's wanting to be a leader.
Yeah. And then they're finally at the end, they're like, you know what, Roman, you're a leader. Yeah. And that was nice. That was good character development.
It was, you know what? It felt similar, but it was better than like the MODOK becoming an Avenger thing.
Yeah.
In Quantumania. It kind of had like a similar feeling, but it was a lot better because it was funny at least. Remember that? That was bad.
Yeah. You remember? I remember. I remember when MODOK became an Avenger. It's getting worse. Somehow. Holden.
Doesn't sound like either of them.
There's the Brazil street race where they're racing and then Jason Momoa just blows them up.
Well, I like how the bombs
is it
are
like
already
a
under there.
proximity thing? Like, don't get too far away and then they'll blow up, but then he can also blow them up. I
Well,
wasn't sure what the mechanism was.
Okay, so it seemed initially to me, it seemed like, okay, so somehow he's going to see Vin Diesel chooses one of them, and then he's going to blow up the other one.
Okay.
But it seems
good move for a jigsaw there, kind of thing.
Well, no, but it wasn't that, because what ended up happening was like he hit the one lady's car and then the bomb flew off when he hit it.
Oh yeah.
So it was like they were gonna go off. So what if he hit the car and the bomb didn't come off? Like, and then they just both would have died, I guess. I don't know.
But that's the thing. I thought it was like, oh, you have to stay within a certain amount of distance because the other guy sped up a lot at the beginning. He's like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Well, that whole him speeding up was there's a whole ongoing thing in these movies where you can't use NOS too early. You can't use NOS too early because then you're going to lose. And so that's why he sped ahead. I don't think it had anything to do with
Okay, thank you. Okay, got it now. I'll keep that in my notes for the next one. Let's see. What else we got here? We got John Cena's performance as kind of the Uncle Jacob.
Yeah, it was kind of he's kind of a babysitter role. Also his fight scene in the house was very funny too.
Yeah, he throws the guy through the floor or whatever, and then he has to jump down through the floor to get to the other one. That's pretty great.
It's him and Jordana Brewster, who plays Mia. That's Brian's Paul Walker's wife in universe.
Okay,
so Paul Walker is still alive in these movies, but not in the movie for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's dead.
Thank you, Holden. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really liked him being with the kid and the whole like, oh, no swearing or whatever unless it's this or this. They had like the rocket car at the end or whatever, the RPG car.
Oh my God, the rocket car. That was the other bit. Okay, so he sacrifices himself at the end.
Hilarious.
We'll see if he. It was so funny. It was like. I hope he's not actually dead. I hope that wasn't that character's death because it was so hard to feel sad or anything because he just does like a rocket jump. It's so it's so funny when he did that. I didn't laugh because I didn't want to laugh at that point, but I was in my mind I was laughing.
It's such a fleeting moment too. It's like, oh no, okay, let's go on with the rest of the movie now.
But yeah, no, he was very good. Liked him a lot.
Yeah, I really liked that. And just like the kid's like, we're gonna meet up with Dad, right? And he's like, Dad's probably dead, kid. But I thought he was funny. John Cena, he's really proven himself to be a really funny comedic actor. Mm-hmm. Very enjoyable.
I liked him carrying that like plane thing into like the hotel or airport or whatever. It looked like it. Well, we thought it was a kayak at the time.
Oh yeah,
It's so big. He's just like carrying it over his shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. I like that too. A lot of fun. Good thing it wasn't the height or whatever he says.
Yeah.
I would have pooped my pants if I was on that thing. The kid just floats in between the cars when he like jumps out of the car into the other car. That's so really funny.
It's so good.
Physics defying, amazing.
Anytime someone jumps from car to car in these movies, it gets better each time.
And Dom just drops out of a plane. I mean, it's in the trailer. That's what my big thing is. A lot of that final sequence is just in the trailer. The helicopters, him dropping out onto the the highway like that.
Yeah, which is disappointing that they did that. But I mean,
It would have been a
it's
lot
still
better
fun.
if they landed the plane on the highway and just the plane was the car.
I just also have to say, Dom is like the worst parent like in the world because he throws that helicopter because he's like twisting around. He throws that helicopter at Dante's
the
car
car
that his son is in, and he just happens to know that it's just gonna hit the front of the car and little Brian's
He's really
gonna
good
be
at
okay.
physics.
Yeah,
Holden. They established that earlier in the movie that he's good at
true.
physics. Okay, don't even worry about it.
he
You weren't paying
understands
attention
where it's gonna go.
with the whole Vatican thing. All right. Yeah, I mean it's still silly and fun and just crazy. I love it. One thing that was like in a later trailer, I think, was the whole driving down the dam.
That was in the
exploding.
Super Bowl bit.
Yeah.
I remember like seeing it fleetingly. I don't think I was paying attention to that trailer during the Super Bowl.
You were too focused on the game.
That wasn't on at the time.
Yeah.
Because it was a
Well, you were just like, man, how is Kansas City gonna go? You know,
I couldn't have named either team that was in the Super Bowl this year.
Philadelphia. They're both playing well. Who's gonna win?
No, so I kind of remembered it was there, but I didn't really remember how it went about, and so that was still fun, and it was a good little finale.
Nonsensical, amazing, great. But then hold on, we got to talk about the villain change. Of the how the double agent, it was like Crystal Skull, where that you have the one guy Mac or whatever who like changes sides like 4 times. This one he only changes twice, I guess. But he's like, well, I guess you're a good guy now, Dom, or whatever. When they're on the one bridge,
yeah, he's what was it? I recognized him from something. Oh, he's the star of that like Jack Reacher Amazon series.
Oh.
Which I've never seen. I just remember seeing trailers for it, but so yeah, very large man,
very large man,
but
similar build to Holden and myself.
Yes, of course.
Very large man.
He was very. I liked him a lot, at least his performance and everything. But his twist was very funny. He ends up blowing up that plane and. Then it does the thing where it goes back to like the beginning of the movie, the flashback to Fast 5, and he's just there.
Which I think is funny because there's the one shot where it like goes through the whole like shows the save. I don't know if that's in Fast 5. I don't.
No, I don't think so. At least not in that way.
Because it looks terrible. I mean, it looks bad. And I thought it was funny they returned to that, and he just steps out
they do
to
it
the
like
side.
in reverse too, because like at the beginning of the movie, it like pulls out while Jason Momoa is like standing there, and then when it like when we go back to it at the end of the movie, it goes back in, and then the guy walks in from off the screen.
I just was waiting for the. It was very good. It kind of reminded me of the end of Tomb Raider. The Alicia Vikander one where it had like a plot twist just for like no reason. Dude, I don't remember what it was either, but I just remember it was
I'll
funny.
Take your word for it.
I think it was like Trinity is behind something or something at the end of that. It's like you actually signed these papers for Trinity. we got you through the law. Right. Yeah. We got you in a contract, Laura.
Yeah,
careful what you're signing, Laura.
But it just makes it funnier that Jason Momoa, he's been manipulating everything this whole time.
Yeah.
And so the guy blows up the plane that like Roman, Tej and all of them are in, obviously dead.
Yeah, except they aren't.
Yeah, they aren't dead.
I can't wait for the beginning scene of the next movie for them to be like, we got to bail out of the plane, man. And then they have to like drive out of the plane.
Well, and
then they get into a car and a chase sequence of their own at the beginning.
Do you think do you think Fast and Furious has enough taste to for the next movie's poster to not include any of those characters? Do the end game thing?
No.
They're just going to be on the poster.
They're just going to be back. That'll be like the first thing, like in the trailer. Vin Diesel will be like, I thought you guys were dead. I thought you guys didn't make it, but I'm glad because you're my family.
Because the last movie spawned that Han was alive, or spoiled that Han was alive. Because he was supposed to be dead.
Yeah. I remember he was supposed to be dead. Yeah. Because he died in
Tokyo Drift.
Which is 3.
Yeah, but takes place after 6. I'm not joking. Dude, he was in 4 through 6 as part of Dom's crew. And then, but he had died in Tokyo Drift already. So they like retroactively put Tokyo Drift after 6. And it's very funny because everyone in Tokyo Drift has like flip phones.
Yeah.
So-
Nice. And Jason Momoa had a flip phone in this. So what year is this taking place in?
That's true. I guess I don't know. I don't understand the timeline, like at least the time jumps in between movies. Cause like little Brian in this, how old would you say he is, the kid?
I don't know. 8, 9?
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe these movies might take place in real time with how they're released in real life. Cause I feel
have no idea.
I don't know. Cause he was a baby in the 8th one, which came out in like 2018.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think he's older
time
than
jump.
6.
Yeah.
But I don't know. One thing we got to talk about is that shot towards the end when he activates the NOS and it's like up his forearm and like through the inch.
These bulging muscles.
He's connected to the car. They are one.
They are one and the same. Yeah. So one of the highlights of these movies is there's always a NOS shot in a lot of these where it'll go into the car and it'll show the NOS activating. This is the best NOS shot of all the movies because it does a lot more than that. It's so funny.
So if someone else says that, no, this movie has it, you say no, NOS shot. That is the best one. That didn't NOS shot. It's supposed to be like no shot, but it's NOS shot.
That doesn't work, Jimmy.
It doesn't work.
I wouldn't say
it.
no shot anyway. What is it?
No shot. You know what, Holden? I swung and missed.
Yeah, you've been doing that a lot this
Strike.
episode.
You know, I have. I'm thinking about quitting acting, Martin Scorsese. But yeah, no, I this was fun. It was a lot of fun. Much more enjoyable for me than Fast 9. So
we didn't mention Michelle Rodriguez like in Antarctic and all of that.
So I know they go there in like 8 or whatever because there's the sub, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I think that's Russia that they go to.
Oh, that's Russia. Well, it looks the same to me. Yeah. As someone who's only seen the F8, the Fate of the Furious trailer, and
looks
the
the
sub
same.
comes up from the ice, I was like, oh, there's the sub from that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not.
It's
a different
I
sub.
think they destroy the sub in that movie.
So they got another sub.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. But I wanted to mention, I think that's like most of the hand-to-hand fights in this are pretty just average or not very good. But the one between Michelle Rodriguez and Cypher is pretty good, I think. Yeah. Like, I mean, that's just because I think they're both better like physical performers than most of them.
The enemy of my enemy is you.
That was another good line.
Is she going to be part of the family now? Is she going to do something to redeem
she
herself?
killed Vin Diesel's like baby mama.
Nothing personal, right? That's okay.
Maybe
I forgive you.
If they do the full trilogy, maybe after the end of this movie, it'll be she'll turn out to be the big bad again, and then Jason Momoa will join the family.
Yeah, I don't know
because he has not killed anyone yet. I mean, we think we killed the plane full of people, but
I love Jason Momoa as the bad guy of this.
He's so good.
He's great. Holden, I think we can talk about the post-credit scene now.
Yeah, well, the first thing just to mention with that submarine is that Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot's back.
Yeah, came out of the sub. Also a character that was presumed to be dead. She fell out of a plane. So I don't know how they're going to explain that one away. Yeah. Yeah, she died.
She landed in the invisible plane, right? That's Wonder Woman's thing.
Plane.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, she's back. But then, the post-credits scene, which I had spoiled for me because it was just like a news thing I saw when I was doing notes for last week. Jimmy somehow avoided it, but it was like no one marked it as spoilers or anything. It was kind of annoying.
Yeah, I missed it, but as soon as you said this thing happens, I'm like, it's gonna be The Rock, right? Like that's not what I was hoping it was gonna be. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that it was because, as you know, Hobbs and Shaw is my favorite movie. No, I hate that movie, but you said The Rock is great, so I'm excited to see him back. I'll have to check out at least 5 through 7. Huh?
He's a highlight of these. He like if you think like the lines in these movies are funny, he like everything he says is hilarious. He just like I don't know what it is, but everything he says, he's like, what was there's one line I always think of. Maybe I'll try to look it up while I'm talking, but his big thing is he likes to say some.
Yeah.
And
thank you for not using the censor there, Holden. 'Cause now I got to mark that, even though it's built in.
I use the B word. He uses the B word a lot.
Yeah.
Some B word.
Some B word.
BI word, not.
Yeah. It rhymes with Lilo and Stitch.
Yes.
There you go.
Because Jimmy
It's
apparently
right
doesn't
there,
like-
Holden. You can just say Holden is a. I didn't say anything, but that's how it works. All right. You can practice.
Jimmy is a.
Holden, you son of a gun. He purposely hit the wrong button.
I
the
hit the megaphone. I made it louder. It would be funny if you kept that in.
But I didn't. I'm not going to. You son of a gun.
But yeah, no, he's endlessly quotable. I really like him. So
There we go. I'm glad that The Rock is back. Brokaw. I know that's
Yeah.
the wrong segment, but that's what I'm giving you.
I guess I did want to mention, or we kind of mentioned after the movie, this is probably because Black Adam failed.
Yeah.
Like he's.
I'm just playing with Holden's car now.
Oh, okay, nice. No, it's probably because Black Adam failed. It feels it's a post credits scene. It could have been filmed later. He's really the only actor in it. Jason Momoa has a voiceover thing that could be easily done somewhere else. This is, I feel like this is a late addition. And Dwayne Johnson's like, you know what? I'm back. I need money. I need to still be the highest paid actor in Hollywood. And I'm not going to get that from Black Adam 2.
Yeah. So come on back, Martha. Join us for the epic finale. All right. I'm excited for Fast 11. I do want to see 5 through 7 at least before the last one. So if not 8 as well.
Oh, here.
You find it, Holden?
This isn't the same one. But why is it not pulling up? Sorry.
This makes for excellent viewing and listening.
He one of the ones I do like because of the way he
Does this have
says
a
it.
swear word in it?
No.
Okay.
He says, "You just earned yourself a dance with the devil, boy." He says that. But no, there's a lot of
Well,
them.
don't spoil all of them.
I won't.
Okay.
You'll like them.
All right. Sweet. Looking forward to it. Are we done here, Holden?
I'm trying to think if there's any Fast and Furious like fan things I can mention. I don't think so. Just very, very funny. Had a great time with it.
All right.
I
Sweet.
think we're good.
All right. Let's go on to our last segment then, which of course, Holden, is What Are You Doing?